Hi, gang. Good morning and welcome to day one of your Faster Way to Fat Loss journey. My name is Candace Hall and I am your certified Faster Way to Fat Loss coach. I want to commend you for showing up for yourself, for starting this journey. I am so excited to jump in with you. Over the next 6 weeks, we are going to learn a lot. We are going to dig into the primary pillars of the Faster Way program. And by the end of this, you are going to be feeling incredible. You're going to have more sustainable energy. You're going to be sleeping more soundly at night. You're going to find that you have increased strength and stamina. You are going to have lost some fat and gained some muscle. And y'all, I am just so excited to dive into week one, also known as prep week. One thing that I do want to talk about with you real quick for a hot minute before we get started in today's training is your mindset. Over the next 6 weeks, your mindset matters. And I want you to remember that we are going to show up consistently for ourselves, putting our best foot forward, and we are going to focus on progress over perfection. I do not have any expectations that you are perfect throughout the duration of this program. And I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath and release that expectation off of yourself. There is no need for perfection here. We are going to learn a lot, and I want you to give yourself the space to be a beginner at this, to learn, to grow, to develop. And I want you to show up each and every day with a positive mindset, a willingness to learn, the openness to take positive action, to take bold action in your life. But I really just want to encourage you to focus on what you can do, what is within your control, and let's just kind of let the rest play out as it goes. And if you have questions, if you have concerns, message me, email me, shoot me a text. I am here to serve you on this journey. This week's training, we are going to focus on 2 pillars of the program. We're going to focus on intermittent fasting, which can also be referred to as IF. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about whole food nutrition. And I want to be really honest with you guys. When I started the Faster Way as a new client, these 2 pieces of the program are what I found the most intimidating, but in time, it has become just part of my day. It's part of my routine. And I want you to remember that kind of what might seem big and overwhelming at the beginning is something that will become a habit in time. So the first thing that we are going to talk about today is going to be intermittent fasting. And one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is just an eating schedule. And this schedule is going to depict when your body is in a fed and fasted state. Keeping our bodies in a fasted state for 12 to 16 hours a day allows our body to begin burning fat for fuel. It's going to start burning that fat for fuel instead of glucose, which is the most basic form of carbohydrate. A few benefits that you will find in time with intermittent fasting could be as follows. You could start to experience reduced inflammation. You could start to sleep better at night. You'll start feeling less foggy and be gaining mental clarity. You will have better digestion, better gut health. That one was big for me personally, as someone who has always struggled with gut issues. When I implemented intermittent fasting, I started to give my system that time for digestive rest, and it did a wonder of works just kind of for me internally. You will see decreased blood glucose levels, and it will improve your hormone health by lowering insulin and improving your insulin sensitivity. When we are taking part in intermittent fasting, when it is something that we are putting into our daily routine, it allows our body to maintain that fasted state, which gives us the opportunity for digestive rest, allowing our body to do a deep clean at a cellular level, which leads us to burning fat for fuel. I know a lot of us have joined the Faster Way for a variety of reasons, but I know that many of us would like to burn that belly fat, and intermittent fasting is going to be a big part in turning your body into a fat burning, lean muscle building machine, which is what we're going to be working towards on this program when you implement the key pillars of the Faster Way. So let's talk a little bit about the fed and fasting times that we can do with intermittent fasting. The Faster Way's standard intermittent fasting protocol is 16-8. So what that means is you fast for 16 hours a day and you eat for 8 hours a day. Everyone's fed and fasted windows will look different. We have got people in here that get up super early for work. We have got people in here that have a really late dinner with their family once their partner gets home. So everyone's eating window will look different. And what the Faster Way generally recommends is that you are avoiding or that you are living in that fasted state for 16 hours a day, and that you are hitting your macro goals with a focus on whole food nutrition for the other 8 hours of the day. 16 hours might sound like a long time. You might be thinking, oh my goodness, I would be starving. That's okay. There are some other kind of fed and fasted eating window guidelines that we can work within. So maybe this week, during prep week, you decide you're going to try for a 12-12 fed and fasted window. You are going to eat for 12 hours a day. You're going to start eating at 7 a.m. You're going to stop eating at 7 p.m. You're going to be in your fasted state from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's okay. Let's start there. So this week, if your body feels comfortable, I want you to try intermittent fasting. I want you to start working towards 12-12. And then I want you to work your way up to 14-10. And in time, you will probably find yourself at 16-8. For me personally, I usually don't go too far, honestly, past 15 hours in a fasted state. And over the next 6 weeks, I want you to listen to your body. I want you to understand the needs of your body. So let's start at 12-12. And when your body feels comfortable and ready, you might have to challenge it a little bit. Let's move to 14-10. And in time, we will move to 16-8. So starting this evening, when you finish your dinner, you can, in your app, there is a fasting timer. So when you end your dinner tonight, I want you to start your fasting timer. I want you to go 12 hours. If you're feeling great, awesome. Go ahead and expand that fasted window. And then when you are ready to break your fast tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, I want you to end your fasting timer in your Faster Way app. And then you will start entering the time in which you were fed throughout the day. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about, because I want to make sure that not only are you implementing these strategies, but that you are implementing them safely for your body. There is a right and a wrong way to do intermittent fasting. Some of our bodies are going to handle 16/8 great. We're not going to miss a beat. But for those of us that are pregnant, that are nursing, that have hyperthyroidism, that have Hashimoto's, that have PCOS, that have adrenal fatigue. There are going to be those of us with underlying health conditions. I do not want you to keep your body in a fasted state for more than 12 hours a day. I want you, if you feel in time that you can slowly increase that window, that is your call. But it is very important that we are mindful of our bodies. So with intermittent fasting, we are going to work towards the 16/8 protocol. We are going to listen to our bodies. We are going to start our fasting timer when we have consumed our last item for the evening, and then we are going to break our fast the following morning and end our fasting timer. The fasting timer is found on the main screen of your Faster Way app. So what can we have while we are fasting? Anything with sugar, with the exception of stevia, consuming more than 50 calories, consuming any fiber or any artificial sugar will break your fast. So we kind of want to stay away from any of those items while we are fasting. Personally, I love the Relight, and you can message me for the spelling of that if you would like to order some electrolyte drink. That is something that is fast friendly, and a lot of times something that I will kind of sip on during my fast. And this week in our daily Facebook post here on the Facebook, you will be able to read a lot more about intermittent fasting. And the goal is by the end of this week that you have a really incredible grasp and understanding of intermittent fasting and how to best apply it for your body. So to kind of recap that, anything with sugar that is not stevia, consuming more than 50 calories, consuming any fiber or artificial sugars will break your fast. On your fast, you can have things like unsweetened iced tea, herbal teas, or bone broths. You can also drink black coffee. For me, coffee does not work well on an empty stomach. So again, I want you to listen to your body, and I would recommend, if you can, waiting to have your coffee when you have broken your fast and you have begun eating for the day. Having coffee on an empty stomach can increase your blood sugar and really affect your cortisol levels. So we want to try to avoid that if possible. But let's talk about how we're going to break our fast. When it is time for you to break your fast, I want you to break your fast with a good, solid, well-balanced meal. And I would like for that meal to have 25 to 30 grams of protein. You need to kick off your day with a well-balanced meal with a lot of protein, and that's going to kind of help curb your cravings and things for the remainder of the day. So now that we have kind of talked a little bit about we've talked a little bit about intermittent fasting, we are going to dive into whole food nutrition. So we are going to take the next couple of minutes and we're going to talk through what it means to eat a whole food based diet. So if you're eating a whole food based diet, it means that you are eating foods that are from the ground or have a mother. These foods have minimal ingredients that are easy to pronounce. They are minimally processed, modified, or refined, leaving them with less sugar and less chemical additives. A few examples of whole foods would be fruits, vegetables, meats, fish, poultry, eggs, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, lentils, and peas. So there are so many great whole foods. I like to kind of use the guide that you shop the perimeter of the grocery store. So when I come in, I kind of hang out on the outsides of the grocery store in meat, in produce, in the veggie department. That's really going to kind of help guide you. We just want to stay away from a lot of those the prepackaged, highly refined items. One thing that I also want to talk about are the dangers of having gluten and dairy in our daily diets. Over the next 6 weeks, I would like for you to work towards eliminating 90 to 95% of gluten and dairy from your diet. Cutting out these items are really, really going to help with your bloating and any inflammation that you might be experiencing. For me personally, I have been gluten-free for about 10 years now. I just do that because meat and gluten just do not get along. But I cut out dairy and I didn't think that I had a dairy sensitivity. I thought it was fine. I didn't think that I had any issues with dairy. But y'all, when I cut out dairy, I felt like a completely different person. And I am not telling you to not have another piece of cheese or some cheese dip at Mexican on Friday night for the next 6 weeks. But what I am suggesting is for maximum results over the next 6 weeks to really try to eliminate gluten intake and dairy intake. I think that if you cut those two things out of your diet for the most part, that you are going to feel a lot better. So not only would I like for you to focus on whole food nutrition, I would like for you to focus on avoiding gluten and dairy. I have some wonderful recommendations for almond milk, gluten-free options, dairy-free yogurts. Please feel free to reach out to me. If there is something that you would like to replace in your pantry or in your refrigerator with a gluten or dairy-free option, let me know. I am here to serve you and I am here to help you make those wise and informed decisions for your overall health and wellness. A couple of reasons why we do these things with our whole food diet and try to eliminate gluten and dairy is if you are looking to prevent disease in your life, a whole food diet is a great first step. So many modern diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, depression, autoimmune diseases are a direct reflect of a nutrient poor diet. When we eat whole foods and aim to hit our macro goals, we are ensuring that our bodies are receiving the proper nutrients that it needs. Y'all, whole foods literally have healed my body from the inside out, and I know that they can do the same for you. They are packed with so many vitamins, nutrients. Your body needs whole food and balanced macros, which we'll talk about next week, to really thrive and have you feeling your absolute best. So that is kind of what I have to share for today regarding intermittent fasting and whole food nutrition. These are the two things that I really want you to focus on this week. I want you to get in the habit of fasting for a minimum of 12 hours unless your body is telling you otherwise. I want you to focus on whole food nutrition, eating things that are from the ground or have a mother. And one thing that I do want you to be aware of is that over the next week or so, you might experience your body detoxing, especially if this eating strategy is new to you. If you were someone who believed that Little Debbie's were life and most of your food was pre-packaged or processed, there is a chance that over the next few days or over the next week, you might feel sluggish. You might experience some things like headaches. Your body is going to have to adjust and learn what you are changing. So if you're not feeling 100%, I want you just to bear with it, to kind of push in, to ask me questions. Let's be intentional about listening to our bodies, but we're also going to kind of challenge them to step away from what they are used to. So just a little heads up, I remember my first maybe week and a half, I felt tired. I felt a little sluggish. I had a faint headache. But after just a couple of weeks, I was feeling incredible, and I still continue to thrive on the faster way to fat loss lifestyle. So just a quick heads up on that. That is the bones of our training today, y'all. We will have a training every Monday morning. It will post at 10 o'clock Eastern time, and I am so excited to learn with you guys. I want to just encourage you over the next couple of weeks to sit back, to absorb it all, to take it in. Let's celebrate together. Share with me your wins. Put them in this Facebook group. It is going to be an incredible experience. Let's keep our mindsets positive. And y'all, I want to hear from you. I don't know how you're doing if we are not in communication. I will check in with you. There will be opportunities for you to engage daily within our Facebook group, but please, please, please know that I am here for you in support on your faster way to fat loss journey. My goal is to set you up to have this be a long-lasting and sustainable lifestyle that you can easily live out and enjoy. So thank you for joining me. It is prep week. Go ahead and take a deep breath and know that you're going to learn so much. We will take it one day at a time, and you will feel the best that you ever have when you implement what you will be taught over the next 6 weeks. So thank you for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon.